Nigel, congratulations. Another victory here this season. How important was this one against a gutsy Barrow side?
Very hard fought, and it looked as though it could be heading for a 0-0, and you're just hoping that somebody can come up with a little flash of brilliance. Clough strike from the edge of the box wins us the game, but very, very pleased with the clean sheet. We're not quite at our best. We're not as fluent as we were a few weeks ago, a little bit disjointed at times, but we've just got 7 points out of 9 with not playing our best, which is a good sign.
Yeah, you've won again today, another clean sheet as you say, unbeaten again, not at your best. Why do you think that was?
Just, we're missing Oates, we're missing Quinn, we're missing Maris, we're missing Boateng. A little bit, a few changes here and there. I don't think our strikers are hitting form as they were just a few weeks ago. So therefore you rely on somebody else like Clough getting you the goal. I thought the three strikers, especially in the first half, struggled to make an impact. A little bit better second half. We put a couple of balls down the side of them for Will Swan, which is his strength. And that's the only slight criticism. I think we've just got to mix it up a little bit more than we are doing at the moment.
Let's speak about the two halves in a bit more depth. That first half, it was a bit tepid really, wasn't it, for Mansfield standards?
Yeah, it was. It's just that I think Barrow made it very difficult for us. Teams are playing sort of 3-4 or whatever across, and the 4 across causes the problem when you've only got the 3 in midfield and then the switch it, and we're a little bit vulnerable wide at times. So that's what teams are going to do when they come here, and it's our job to sort of try and get around it. And I think the best way we can do that is varying it slightly. See how we want to play. You've seen that in the first few home games this season. The opposition aren't always going to let you do that, so let's mix it up a bit. What
was the real intention in that second half?
Just try and get the ball down the sides a bit more, try and get the strikers more involved, and put a bit more pressure on them. I thought we did that right from Lewis Reed, just putting a ball in a minute or so after half time, and it just puts them a little bit more on the back foot. I think we're a little bit too possession based at the back, but we're trying to be patient. We're trying to play, and when it comes off, you've seen the results earlier on this season. It's not always going to happen, but that's the way we want to play going forward.
And in that second period, you seem to try and play further up the pitch.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Sometimes we'd be too comfortable back there with the centre halves and the 15-20 yards in our half. We keep saying to them, go and play in their half. And every time we sort of do move the ball across at the back, you should be making up 10-15 yards and getting into their half. And all of a sudden the full-backs are higher up in crossing positions, and it looks, only for the sake of 15-20 yards, it looks a different team.
The decisive strike came on 72 by Clough, and it was a fine hit.
It was low and hard. That's Ollie's strength. Anywhere around the edge of the box, both feet he can strike a ball, and that's his first start for a bit, isn't it? Since Sheffield Wednesday, maybe something like that. So he's not started too many games this season, but a hugely important goal today.
What do you have to say about the opponents, Barrow? Because they came here trying to frustrate. They're well organised side, clearly, who are going to do pretty well this season.
Get used to it. That's what I say, because teams are going to come here and do that, and their main focus will be stopping us playing, which you can understand. Some will do it better than others, and when we're not quite as fluent as we'd like to be, then it gives them encouragement, and you see the goal sort of changes it a little bit, and then they have to come out a bit more, and more space opens up. So we've got a little bit more emphasis. Can we get that first goal a bit earlier, and then it changes the game.
You were frustrated last weekend at Colchester, but you got a point. You get a win today. What are your overriding thoughts and feelings?
I think it's a brilliant 7 points that we've had in the last couple of weeks. 4 points on the road, and we get the 3 points here today. 2 clean sheets. Gone back to third in the league. I don't think we can ask much more of the players at the moment.
It's been a good start, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a nice steady start. 11 games, a lot of games unbeaten, 11. We'll try and extend that on Tuesday night against Peterborough. But it's been encouraging, and it's not always going to. We keep saying it's not always going to be brilliant. So you're going to have to grind a few out.
I think you set a precedent early on in the season, didn't you, by playing so well with such style, and perhaps supporters and all inside the arena today could perhaps come to expect more of that throughout the campaign. It's not always like that.
No, but they will. We will get back to that at certain points. But at the moment, when things aren't quite flowing for things, excuse me, things aren't quite flowing for us, then it's important to grind out the victories, because these 1-0s come the end of the season will be very important where we finish.
Callum Johnson not in the squad. Hamstring?
Yes, he felt his other hamstring after the game on Saturday at Colchester. so he couldn't make it today. Hiram Boateng had a back spasm in the week. He could only make the bench, and same with George Maris. 15-20 minutes was probably all they could do. So that's another reason. I still think days like today, when Stephen Quinn putting his foot on the ball, Rhys Oates just with his endeavour and his, gets everybody lifted, his running. We're missing players like that.
You've not got masses of options, but could you mix it up for Tuesday night's visit of Peterborough in the Carabao Cup?
Only for knocks, no other reason. There'll be no weakening or half side or anything like that. It will only be the lads that are carrying injuries.
It's a fine win, well done.
Thank you.